Hello, my name is Father Joseph Hirsch from the Office of Vocations, Diocese of La Crosse. I'd like to share with you the idea of fatherhood today. Sometimes young people will ask me, Father, is it lonely being a priest? I say, it is desperately lonely being a priest if you're a bachelor. See, bachelors focus in on themselves, their own needs, and their own world. But I said, if you're a father, priesthood is anything but lonely. See, I don't see myself as a single man. I'm not single, I'm a married man. I'm married to the church. So I'm like married with many children. And I have this family. This is going to be so important for any young man thinking about priesthood or thinking about vocation. Because see, every man is called to make a difference. Every man is called to fatherhood. Every woman is called to motherhood. So if you see priesthood as being a bachelor, it's not even going to be an option for you. But if you see it as marriage and fatherhood, then it all comes alive. I'd like to give an example of that. Years ago when I was teaching at Assumption High School in Wisconsin Rapids, I had a difficult class. Well, what's new? In this difficult class, I reached a point where I was ready to give up on teaching. I went to visit Father Joe Martinson from our diocese. Father Martinson was 1 week from his death. He had cancer. As I went to visit him, it was difficult for him to talk. I said, Father, if you could do your life over, what would you do different? He did not know of my difficulty in the classroom at that time. He said, if I could do my life different, I would have taught high school longer. I said, Father, why would you want to teach high school? I'm just having a terrible time right now. I want to quit. He said, Joe, don't ever quit. Don't quit teaching high school until the bishop tells you to quit. He said, Joe, and here's the line that I'll never forget. These are the years of your fatherhood. These kids are going to press your buttons. They're going to do these things. They're kids. They're growing up. But don't reject them. Stay with them. Walk with them. These are the years of your fatherhood. You stay with them and they will stay with you the rest of your life. I prayed about it. Went back to the bishop and I said, Bishop, I'm going to ask you to keep me in teaching as long as you can. I stayed in for another 2-3 years. But it was finally the bishop who asked me to move. I am so thankful to God for Father Martinson and the lesson he taught me. Because he wanted to emphasize to me, Joe, you've got to see your priesthood as fatherhood. And you see, after a while, you get to know your children. This is what I like about being a priest for a number of years, and I'm in over 25 years. After a while, you meet your children. You see them over time. You see how they develop, how they grow, how they mature. You walk with them in life. Sometimes people will say, Father, do you ever regret being a priest? I say, I hope I don't regret being a priest any more than your father regrets marrying your mother. Because see, once you know your spouse, once you know your children, you never want to give it up because it defines you. Fatherhood. Young men who are watching, young women, every man is called to marriage. Every man is called to fatherhood. The question is, what kind of marriage is God calling you to? Is he calling to marry this woman? Or is he maybe calling you to marry his church? The question is not whether you're going to be a bachelor. The question is not whether you're going to have children or not have children. Every man is called to be a father. Every woman is called to be a mother. It just depends what kind. And all of us are called to have spiritual children. I just know for me as a priest, I don't understand the providence of God. This is what God has called me to. What is he calling you to? Don't be afraid of putting yourself in God's hands and saying, Lord, what kind of fatherhood, what kind of motherhood do you want me to have? And especially for young men that God is calling to the priesthood, don't be afraid. Because as you find the Lord in this vocation, he will use you to bring so many people to Christ. Thanks for listening.